Alright guys, so here's going to be everything you're going to want to know about the new tank platoon that we have in War Thunder Mobile from this current holiday season event. We are going to go over every vehicle and as well as the shells. First off, I do want to note I did get this completely by luck. I did not happen to have anyone pay for it or like using the new gift stuff or get it directly from Gaijin because I'm not currently in their program, which I'm trying to work towards. So it is possible to get it just by chance. After this, I do plan to get the naval one because I think that the 305mm cannon on a submarine is quite nice. Anyway, so here are the values for the KV-1S. We also have the option to switch it back to the standard camouflage. If you guys would rather do that, I will do it now so you guys can see what it is like with that. So for the KV-1S, you got really nice armor. However, some tanks can penetrate through your lower frontal plate, especially heavier tank destroyers like the Dicker Max. You have a decent reload time and your penetration is okay. It's not exactly great. You do have some access to better shells that will allow you to have better penetration though. And for what it is, being quite heavy, it has decent speed. Now the BT-7 is kind of sad because its penetration values aren't great and it is really lightly armored. And because of that, you have to use it to flank. And even so, it's not super fast, so you have to be careful with it even at that. So you need to play it very carefully. But I'm sure you guys enjoy playing stuff like this and enjoy seeing things like the BT-7 coming into the game. The Su-85A is a tank destroyer that has access to some, or at least one APCR round. Because of that, it does do well against the more heavily armored targets that you're going to be going up against. I believe you'll be able to deal with the ARL 44 in the rank above if you shoot through the turret cheeks. Even though you do have a good gun, you don't have great armor, so you have to be careful with it. And of course, you need to be aware that if anyone is flanking you, they could easily knock you out. The ZIS 43 has a slow reloading gun, but it has good enough penetration values that you could use it to destroy open top vehicles, as well as if you do hit a plane, it is likely to damage it a lot. So that's everything for the vehicles themselves, but now let's get into the shells. The KV-1S does have access to some decent rounds. If you want to pause at any point in time, you can do that to look more closely at them, because I will kind of be going through them quickly. For using the KV-1S, I'd recommend either going with the BR350SP or the BR350P if you need to deal with some more heavily armored targets. So I'd use that. I'd use the SP as my main and the P as my secondary. For the BT-7A, you have a slightly better shell, the BR350, and you do have access to a high explosive round. I would use the BR350B. Also, the smoke shell characteristic. The Su-85A does have access to APHE-BC, as well as high explosive APHE and APCR. If you're not going to use the APCR as your main, I would use APHE and then maybe high explosive as a secondary, or I would go with APHE as my main and then APCR as my secondary. The ZIS 43 has access to an APHE round mix belt, a mainly AP round belt, and a mainly high explosive belt. So if I was using it, I would probably use the AP round belt. And while we're here, might as well get a kill for the video if we can. Yep, pretty good as a tank. Anyways, that's all to know about this platoon. I hope you guys have enjoyed watching, and I'll see you guys again in the next one.